Hey y'all, this is an all signs reading for Mercury Retrograde, April 2024. So we'll just start from Aries. This first video will be Aries to Virgo, and then we'll do Libra to Pisces in the next video. So we'll pull some cards on what you should be focusing on during this Mercury Retrograde, or like working on, and what you should avoid. Let's get started. All right, Aries. I need to keep track. Okay, Aries. So we've got the Tower in terms of what you should focus on, and that doesn't feel right. The Six of Cups and the Seven of Pentacles. That makes sense. So Aries, this month, or this Mercury retrograde, you want to focus on like recovering, emotionally recovering, and examining all of the things that have happened recently. So there's a lot of big changes that have happened in your life. Let's just go over the past year. And with the Six of Cups, we just want to make sure that we're reviewing everything, that we're staying emotionally available for all of those emotions, because it is a lot. With the Seven of Pentacles, that is just like a lot of work, a lot that you maybe are not totally happy about. Things don't feel, finished, completed, that kind of thing. And so to clarify the Seven of Pentacles, we got the Seven of Wands, talk about not being happy about something, and the Nine of Cups. So really, like, your focus is working through the things. This big change that has happened, the drastic change that you did not expect, you need to just process those emotions, even if they're difficult. Because, I'm recording this like right before the eclipse, and the eclipse brings out a lot of feelings in a lot of people. So stay present and in charge of your emotions. Aries, take a breath if you feel something extreme. Slow down. Just to further clarify this part of your reading, we got the Six of Swords. This is a mushroom deck, and we've got sixes, and a lot of sixes and sevens here. So you're coming out of a difficult period, and that's what you want to focus on. The fact that you have you've made it out. You've got lots of spiritual protection. You're just really smart, and not just the other forces that are protecting you, but your intelligence is also protecting you. And let's pull a couple cards on just what to avoid during this Mercury retrograde. We got the Page of Cups, the King of Swords, and the Knight of Swords. During this Mercury retrograde, you want to make sure that you're not running your mouth in a way that's going to negatively affect the people around you. So, as you're reviewing these emotions, or that came up with this big change, you want to make sure that you're not, also don't rewrite the situation in your head. These things that have to do with your heart, that feel immature in the sense that they're just sitting there. It could be, past trauma, even. It could have been that you had a major realization, but you just want to make sure that you're not, you're just being in control of your mouth is what you want, Aries. All right. So have a lovely Mercury retrograde, Aries. You can go to my Patreon and at Queer Astrology Tarot, where I've got extendeds for all the signs. See you later, Aries. Tauruses. Taurus. This is your Mercury retrograde reading. I'm going to pull some cards on things that you should avoid, like a general message of what you should avoid during this Mercury retrograde, and then some cards on what you should work on during this Mercury retrograde. So in terms of what to avoid, Taurus, I've been giving this message to everyone. I have a collective eclipse message that you might want to watch, but avoid the sun. If there is a possibility that you do not have to go outside during this eclipse, do not. My spiritual tradition teaches that this is a time when extreme emotions, extreme energies that are normally hidden come up above to the surface, and that's not always a safe or productive time. We've got the Hanged Man and the Eight of Wands. Yeah, so you want to, in general, you want to stay where you are. You want to remain the Hanged Man, and this is very much an eclipse message for you. And just kind of like don't travel, because the Eight of Wands is literally things moving. So if you can avoid it, Taurus, don't travel. But in terms of this Mercury retrograde, you want to keep in control of your big feelings. You want to, let's get one more card on this Hanged Man. We've got the Five of Cups. So Taurus, you want to make sure that you are not missing the things, or you're not like avoiding the positive things that are still there. You want to celebrate the things that you have. If you have just overcome something very difficult, or if you're in the process of dealing with something very difficult, stay with it. Keep doing it. Let's get clarification on this Eight of Wands. Got the King of Pentacles, the King of Swords, and one more. And the Ten of Pentacles, or the Ten of Cups. I like this for you. So in terms of what to avoid when we're clarifying this Eight of Wands, you just want to make sure that you're not coming on so heavy and hard and fast to people, and that you're not being so stubborn. And, you know, Taurus, it's okay to have a lot of passion about your emotions, but just don't get stuck where you are. We've got the Five of Pentacles, because that can make you feel left out, and that can really just change your perception of a situation in a way that is not positive. Okay, so let's get some information on what you should work on in general, Taurus. We've got Strength, which is a great one to go along with the Sun. We've got the Two of Cups and the Emperor. Okay, so Taurus, and the Knight of Cups at the bottom of the deck. So you really want to work on your communication with your loved ones and the people that, you know, really matter to you, the people that you feel connected to. You want to make sure that you're not, like I said before, not coming on too strong. You want to make sure that you are just thinking things through in terms of your emotions. Taurus, your stubbornness and or it's not even stubbornness, but your propensity to stay grounded in an emotion or a decision is really great in a lot of ways, and really helpful that you're so definitive. But it can also push people away. So you want to make sure during this eclipse time, or retrograde, avoid the eclipse if you can, but during this retrograde time that you're being a softer you know, being a gentler Taurus. All right, let's see. Any final messages for Taurus and Mercury retrograde? Got the Five of Swords. And the Sun again. And the Magician at the bottom. So yeah, in general, you just want to be strategic, be intentional, be cunning with your emotions, and don't be too. So the Magician is wonderful because the Magician is a alchemizer. The Magician makes things happen, but the Magician can also be manipulative, manipulate the situation, manipulate the people involved, because isn't that what a spell is? A way to have dominance over this material plane. So Taurus, just be mindful of that, and be mindful of your great big emotions. All right, you can go to my Patreon for some extendeds. It's at Queer Astrology Tarot. See you later, Taurus. Hey there, Gemini. This is your Mercury retrograde reading, but quite honestly, a lot of eclipse messages are coming through, so just keep that in mind. But this is, we're going to pull some cards for what you should work on during this Mercury retrograde and what to avoid. So, in terms of what you should work on, we've got the Six of Wands, the Empress, the Emperor, the Devil, and the World. All right, yeah, so this is a lot of Gemini. During this Mercury retrograde, try not to show off, and when you are showing off, make sure to be intentional with that and bring the best you forward, not the you that is there in the moment. Gemini, you are such a your personality has such a adaptability and a flexibility to be in almost any environment and just be able to move and flow through it, which is awesome. But it also can leave you feeling a little bit ungrounded. So you just want to make sure that as you're moving through the world, especially the online world, remember that anything you post online never ever goes away. You don't know who's screenshotting things, so just be thoughtful about that. And any cycles that are ready to change or shift or even come to a close, like, let them during this retrograde. And as you let them, they will, you know, you'll feel more free of your emotions. But you've got this pair, the Emperor and the Empress, and this is essentially mom and dad, you know? And mom and dad have such magic and power to influence the world around them, especially the world of their, you know, the people that love them. And so you want to make sure that, Gemini, you are bringing a grounded version, a grounded whole version of you to the people around you in every way that you communicate. Okay, in terms of what you should watch out for or avoid, we got the Four of Swords, the Tower, and the Three of Swords, and the Three of Cups. All right, so sandwiched. The Tower is sandwiched between the Three and Four of Swords. So what you should watch out for, so there is going to be, or there's energy, Gemini, for a big drastic change, something that you're not seeing. But hey, it's eclipse time, and that's what happens. Big endings and beginnings, that's what happens right now. So, you know, feel so surprised when something does change. And when it does change, it's going to give you some space to rest. And maybe even from the rest that you desperately need right now is where that major change is going to come. But this big drastic thing is a positive thing. It's something that is, even if in the moment it's like jarring and shocking, it is going to lead you to a place or that where things are good. It's going to improve a situation. Even if, you know, if there's something like you have to move, I get that feeling for some of y'all suddenly. Keep in mind that as you go towards interacting more with people that are more your style, I feel like this is a very specific message for someone, that life will suddenly get way easier and way more fun. Okay, Gemini, you can find extended readings for your sign and all the signs on my Patreon for $8 a month at Queer Astrology Tarot on Patreon. All right, have an amazing rest of your Mercury retrograde. Bye, Gemini. Hey there, Cancer. This is your Mercury retrograde reading. We will pull some cards on what you should work on during this Mercury retrograde and what you should avoid during this Mercury retrograde. You know, a lot of messages, like eclipse messages, have been coming through for the signs with these readings, so just keep that in mind, that some eclipse information might come up for you too. Okay, so let's pull on what you should avoid. We've got the Four of Wands. We've got Justice. We got the Page of Wands, Temperance, and one more, the Star. So Cancer, during this retrograde, your home life is changing, or just like your inner sense of stability is changing in a way where you're so excited about this change. And you have so much passion to put towards it. And that's awesome. But it's important that you have some balance, that there is some give and take, because with that balance is how you get this wonderful blessing gift from the universe. But it's really important that I know you want to just like go with this. You have so much youthful energy. The Page of Wands is a lot like a teenage boy. You know, lots of passion, lots of virility. So just make sure that you are finding your balance within that. One more card. Yeah, the Nine of Swords. And those don't feel right. So we'll just pull the Nine of Swords to go with this in terms of what to avoid. Because that Nine of Swords is very much about being stuck in your feelings, and you don't have to do that. If you're able to not be stuck in your feelings, then you get the Star energy. In terms of what to work on, we've got the Two of Pentacles, the Knight of Wands, the Seven of Swords, and the Fool. So we have both the Page and the Knight of Wands, which shows a lot of progression in whatever situation that you are working on right now, which is amazing. So you're going to have this a bit more of a sense of control over what is happening right now. And so you just want to make sure, again, like Temperance and the Two of Pentacles are very similar cards, except that Temperance is a little bit more in terms of like your emotional, intellectual world, and the Two of Pentacles is the material world. And you know, with the Seven of Swords, that's always, you know, it's about having strategy. It's about watching out for not getting, you know, not acting brand new and not getting like taken advantage of. Let's get some clarification on this Seven of Swords. We've got the Two of Swords right next to the Two of Pentacles also. And the Five of Pentacles and the Eight of Cups. Yeah, you know, Cancer, during this Mercury retrograde, it's time for you to go inside. There is something that's competing for your attention in your life. Not necessarily, it doesn't have to be a person, or but it could be a thing. But you really need to be able to understand whatever this other thing, this giant distraction in your life is, or this thing that occupies your mind, and put it away, put it on a shelf. Walk away in, you know, love, and walk away in peace and understanding. But it is time to finally deal with this and put it away, because that's going to lead you to, like, I mean, look at how beautiful that is. It's just such a calming, peaceful night water energy, which is going to come as soon as you're able to go through these things, but walk away with love, Cancer. That's the key. You can go to my Patreon, and I have extendeds for all the signs. It's at Queer Astrology Tarot, and I also have an Instagram where I post free content as well. All right, see you later, Cancer. Hey there, Leo. This is your Mercury retrograde reading. We're going to pull some cards on what you should avoid and what you should work on during this Mercury retrograde. So let's get started. We've got the Page of Cups, the Tower, the Two of Swords, and the Hermit. So what you should work on are these like changes and keeping your eyes open to them, keeping your heart open. Be willing to do the emotional work that is required from this situation. It is an eclipse in a few days. I'm recording this just not long after the earthquake in New York City. So things are getting shaken up in everyone's world right now. So even though things feel like it's a lot, you're just opening a can of worms by being present for these emotions. It is very important, because this is your opportunity to walk through the threshold to this, you know, leveling up spiritually in this plane, because that's how we do it. That's how we grow. That's how we become stronger psychics, more connected with our psychic abilities in this plane, is through staying, you know, dealing with very difficult emotions. And that shows up for people in all sorts of ways. And as I say that, we get the Eight of Pentacles, which is stick around, and the High Priestess, which is stick around for these esoteric things in the ether that are coming to change you. You know, whatever your spiritual belief is, whatever reason you believe that you are here in a body at this time, during this retrograde, you're really being asked to level up so that you can embody that gift. We've got the Seven of Wands. And the Lovers. Your heart, your passion projects, they are on their way to happening, you know, because right after the Seven of Wands is the Eight of Wands, and the Eight of Wands is all the change, all the movement. So even if it's a relationship, Leo, if it is, you know, your artwork, if it is your whatever it might be, this difficulty right now that's coming up, the X or whatever it might be during this retrograde, you stay there. You stay in those feelings, Leo. You're strong. All right, let's pull the cards on what you should avoid during this retrograde. We've got the Five of Cups, the Two of Pentacles, and the Ten of Cups, and at the bottom of the deck, Justice. Yeah, what you should avoid during this Mercury retrograde is believing that just because you are at a certain point in your life, you can't have the things that you want. That, like, you know, avoid feeling like you missed the boat, or that it's too late for you to do something, or that you can't for whatever reason, because you can. There's so much possibility and energy for you to live the life that you want and be happy. Yeah, live the life that you want and be happy. The Page of Wands, which is, you know, I often call it like a teenage boy energy, but it can definitely be a teenage, like, you know, butterfly energy, for sure. One more card. And we've got the Tower, Leo. So yeah, you know, it is very much time for a change in your perception. So to take control of this situation and change your perception about it, because that's going to bring you so much peace, and it's going to give you so much energy and drive to actually get started. Even though during Mercury retrograde, we don't really think of that as times where we start things. That is what this retrograde is holding open for you. Yeah, you can go to my Patreon. I'm at Queer Astrology Tarot, and I've got extendeds there for $8, and also my Instagram. I have I post exclusive content there. All right, see you later, Leo. Hi, Virgo. This is your Mercury retrograde reading. We'll pull some cards on what you should avoid and what you should work on for this Mercury retrograde. Lots of people have gotten some eclipse messages, and so maybe we'll get some of that for you too, Virgo. Okay. So we've got the Four of Cups in terms of what to avoid, the Star, and the Wheel of Fortune. And at the bottom of the deck, the Five of Wands. Virgo, you want to make sure that you are not giving up on something that's really important to you because you feel like it can't happen, or that like the deck is stacked against you, that for whatever reason this special thing is just not within your access. Yeah, the Knight of Pentacles. That you can't, you know, the Knight of Pentacles in the traditional Rider-Waite deck is this hand holding out, you know, money. And so feeling like, especially in your career, that it's not there for you anymore. Maybe you feel like there's a professional opportunity that got taken away from you, or that you missed, or whatever reason. But yeah, there is so much energy for you to get things that you want, and for you to be able to make the money that you want, and for this situation to still happen. But you really do have to avoid feeling like, you know, just getting stuck in your feelings about it. All right, let's pull some cards for what you should work on during this retrograde. We've got the Knight of Cups. We've got the Four of Pentacles. Two of Wands and the 10 of Pentacles. Yeah, what you should be working on, Virgo, is maintaining your focus on what you're building and what you want, what your ultimate goal is. Don't lose focus on that goal. Don't lose drive during this retrograde. I know you might be tired, but just keep reaching out. You got lots of knights here, so keep reaching out, keep trying, keep whatever it is you're doing. Just don't stop doing it. All right, Virgo, you can go to my Patreon at Queer Astrology Tarot, and I've got extended readings there for all the signs, and also on my Instagram at Queer Astrology Tarot. You can find some Instagram exclusive content. Right, have a great retrograde. Bye.